Ross Harris's ex-wife posts heartbroken Facebook message hitting out at him for maliciously murdering their child by deliberately leaving him in a hot car to pursue sex-obsessed double life. Justin Ross Harris' ex-wife opened up in an emotional Facebook post, hours after he was found guilty of leaving their son Cooper to die in a hot car back in 2014. Leanna Taylor, who took the stand in defense of her ex-husband, insisted she was not okay and that the verdict hadn't brought her peace since it couldn't erase the pain of losing her child. She wrote a devastated message warning other parents that they, too, could lose their children by leaving them in a hot vehicle. Her impassioned defense also attacked the public for judging her. "I don't care what your opinion is of me. It does not matter. Your opinion will never bring back my son," Taylor wrote on her Facebook profile. "For those of you who want to know if I am okay, the answer is no. I have not been okay since the moment I was told my son was dead. I have not been okay since the moment my life was put on this path that has led to Ross being found guilty of maliciously murdering our child," Taylor wrote on her Facebook profile. "So now you may be saying justice has been served. And you are allowed your right to that opinion. But guess what? You can convict every parent that this has ever happened to, and I can promise you two things. Number one, it will never bring our children back, and number two, it will not prevent this from happening in the future." Taylor urged fellow parents to ask themselves what could be done to prevent more deaths like Cooper's in the future. "So-called justice will never bring back my son. Nothing will ever take that pain away," she continued. "And nothing will ever feel worse than living with the knowledge that his pain and his death could have been prevented." Taylor and Harris' son Cooper baked to death on June 18, 2014 after Harris left the 22-month-old in a hot car for 7 hours while he worked at his Home Depot job in Marietta, Georgia. Temperatures inside the car approached 120 degrees, according to expert witnesses for the prosecution. After 21 hours of deliberation over 4 days, the jury said that they found Harris guilty on all 8 counts which had been set against him, in their first vote. Harris, 35, was charged with malice murder, 2 counts of felony murder, first-degree cruelty to children, and second-degree cruelty to children. Cooper's father will likely now spend the next 30 years in a Georgia state prison, and possibly until the day he dies. The case gripped Georgia and drew national attention after investigators cast doubt on Harris' claim that his son's death was a tragic accident of lapsed memory, something his defense team stuck to throughout testimony. But investigators said he may have wanted the toddler out of his life to allow him to carry on a string of extramarital affairs. The first of 8 counts in the indictment charged that Harris did unlawfully and with malice aforethought cause the death of Cooper Harris. In addition to the malice murder charge, Harris was also convicted of felony murder for killing his son while committing another felony, first-degree cruelty to children. The indictment also charged that Harris maliciously caused his son cruel and excessive pain. Harris was further convicted of sexual exploitation of children, also a felony, as well as 2 counts of dissemination of harmful material to minors, which are both misdemeanor crimes. Harris showed little emotion as the verdicts were read out, closing his eyes at one point and appearing to sigh at another.